Hey guys, Level Cap here. Today I want to talk about the launch of Battlefield 4 and some of the issues we've been having, some of the issues that I know DICE is working on fixing. Now, if you've been playing Battlefield 4 from launch, chances are you've been raging about some aspect of the game so far. Probably server crashes. That's one of the biggest issues right now. So you'll be playing in a game and the round's almost over. There'll be 4 tickets left or something and the server will go down. This happened to me. I unlocked the Ace 23 assault rifle. It's taken me forever to get the heal points that I needed for this. Finally had an amazing round. I just got so many heal ribbons and the server crashes. I'm kind of pissed off about it, but I'm like, you know what, whatever. I'm going to muscle through it, play some more. It took me 10 more rounds to do what I did in one round. And the whole time I was just thinking, damn it, I wish that server didn't crash because then I wouldn't have to be kind of doing all this ridiculous healing missions and just going around hiding behind players and throwing out med packs all over the place. So I was super annoyed by that, and I'm sure everybody here has experienced that so far. The good news is that DICE is working on a fix for this. In fact, by the time this video posts, the fix might already be implemented. I know as we speak, or as I speak right now while I'm recording this, that they are trying to implement a patch. Hopefully this will fix the server crashing issue. We don't have to worry about our stats being wiped. Now, my game also crashes on its own. I know a lot of players are having that issue. The good side about the game client crashing on the player side is that even if you are having a great round and it crashes before it finishes, well, your stats are still going to be saved on that server. So the round will end, you'll crash or whatever, and you'll still get the points on battle log. So if you get an awesome unlock, you're still going to save that. So that's at least one saving grace of that. Ideally, the game won't crash, but you know what? It just came out. There's bound to be issues in drivers and stuff like that. That honestly doesn't bother me too much. What does bother me is the appalling netcode in the game right now. Everybody should be experiencing this. It can't just be me. You're going to notice lots of weird issues where you get shot by players where you simply just don't even see them before they shoot you, or you'll run way behind cover and then all of a sudden you'll get shot through a container or something like that and you're like, how did that guy shoot me? I was well behind cover. Well, on his screen you weren't, and he shot you fair and square from his view, and you're just not in the same position, and things are not matching up between client side and server side. Now, I found a really interesting test that I was able to replicate when I was playing, and I recommend you guys try this out too. I'm hoping it's not just me and that everybody suffers from this, because I want you to all suffer with me. But basically, I was on Golmud Railway, and we were testing out the IED detonation by shooting IEDs with rocket launchers. Now, what I noticed is that I would sit by the side and I would watch my friend line up with a rocket launcher. He would fire the rocket at the IED, and the IED would explode well before the rocket actually impacted and detonated. And I watched this back on footage, and it's just amazing. The rocket's like halfway through its flight path, the IED explodes from it, and then the rocket impacts it. And I'm thinking, like, what the heck is going on here? And then I realized that this same concept is employed throughout every aspect of Battlefield, and it's just causing all these extremely weird and awkward moments. The moment where you get killed by somebody who has not even walked around a corner yet. You visually do not see that person yet, and yet you have been shot by them and killed by them. This is like something that is literally impossible to defend against. I was flying a lot of attack helicopter the other day. We were getting tons of locks from Stingers and jets with guided rockets. We would get the lock-on sound, and then I would get the rocket fired warning, and I would hit flares like just as that warning came up, or even before that warning came up, because I was so ready for the rockets to be fired. I would just hammer those flares, and the missiles would hit me anyway, and it was just driving me crazy. I was like, I'm deploying flares perfectly. I'm doing this exactly how it should be done, and the rockets are hitting me anyway. And then I realized that the impact from it, and probably the lock-on sound, was basically being delayed. I was getting impacted way before the game was telling me that I was being locked onto and that the rocket had been fired. So I literally could not deploy flares at the right time unless I somehow used the force and like pre-deployed flares, which is a very dangerous thing to do if you're in a helicopter. You don't want to burn your flares unless you need to. So simply put, these netcode client-side, server-side discrepancies are unacceptable. They're not going to be something that this game can survive with, and especially a competitive scene of this game. Maybe some sort of casual element of this game can sort of exist with this horrible netcode, but if if you ever have some idea of this game becoming a competitive thing that people are going to watch, the netcode simply has to improve. Now, I'm not a programmer, so I don't know how hard it is to fix these things. I hope it wouldn't be that difficult. I hope it's not so integral to the way that the game is designed now that you literally can't change it, as the devs call it, sort of baked in there, where some of this stuff is just kind of hard-coded, as we say, quote-unquote, because, I mean, to be honest, what is hard-coding? Hard-coding is just code that's really difficult to change or requires a lot of code modification to recode a certain sequence, but I hope that this netcode is something that can be tweaked on Dice's side and can be fixed. We always used to make fun of how bad Battlefield 3's netcode was, and when Battlefield 3 was out before Battlefield 4, I would say that it had the worst netcode of any first-person shooter I had ever played. I still loved the game to death, but I recognized that it just had horrible, horrendous netcode compared to any other shooter that I played, and now I find myself longing for that Battlefield 3 netcode, because the Battlefield 4 netcode is 2 to 3 times worse than the Battlefield 3 netcode, and it's really disappointing, to be honest, and it's something that DICE has got to fix, and I hope they do, and I would love to hear some responses from devs, hopefully in the comments section or something like that, just to let me know what's going on that side, because nobody likes to be in the dark on that. You know, we want to know that the devs are aware of it. We want to know that there is a fix that they can employ to fix this up, because it's just not in a good state right now. We know it's possible to improve it. You know, even if they brought it back to Battlefield 3 status, I would be happy with that, because it would at least be in a more workable situation instead of this entirely broken situation. Now, I don't generally like making negative videos or talking about bad aspects of the game, but I think it's important to make a video to let the community know and to just sort of share with you guys that I'm going through the same things that you guys are. I'm getting server crashes, I'm getting horrible netcode, I'm getting rubber banding, I'm just getting lots of wonky, weird issues that are expected with launch, you know, and it's unfortunate that so many games have so many problems at launch. They didn't used to. I feel like it's been getting worse and worse as just the modern game industry progresses. But I just want to sort of make this video to make sure that you guys know that you're not alone. We're all going through it. I know the devs are working on fixes, and I think they're just sort of taking it in stride in terms of like what's most important and what's least important. Obviously, server crashing is probably most important. If it's not saving your XP and you're ranking up and things are just crashing all the time, you gotta get that fixed. I hope the next thing on their list is that netcode. I'd love to hear in the comments what you guys might have figured out about the netcode, maybe some of the network smoothing slider options if you've had any luck with it, any sort of firewall router stuff. If anybody has any fixes or suggestions, please leave it in the comments. I would love to see what you guys have figured out on your own. And don't worry, the upcoming videos are going to be on weapons, attachments, gun stats, what kind of things work well for what sort of situations. We're going to be getting into all the technical aspects of the game so that by the time this netcode is fixed up and the game is running smoother, you guys are going to know what to do and just have a more enjoyable game experience. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.